Hello, hello. How's everyone doing tonight? We're back with the 999. I think Veli Veli has been waiting a hot minute for me to get back to this. Still have no clue what's going on, but we got the knife ending. And now we're in the prologue. I don't really want to be in the prologue. In fact, what I want to do is I want to start as far back as possible. I think the game is probably a little too loud. Just because it's the very loud white noise right now. I guess we start back at the earliest not unlocked portion that we have. I'm not really sure. Or we can start here. So this is apparently supposed to skip us through to any decisions or text that we haven't seen yet. Oh. Right, yeah. Right. So yeah, we got stabbed. I actually really like this song. Zero, whatever Junpei had been was gone. Bad end. Okay. So that is not the branching. So the way I take it, the locks mean that you do not have the other option for whatever that split is. The 4 and 5 doors. So Christ. Okay. Ah, Caleb, thank you for the posture check. Alright, let's go into the flow menu, and I guess we'll start from the 4 and 5 door split.
I thought we were finished with that topic.
We're just gonna do skip until we get to the choice. Basically, we're just trying to figure out which doors we want to go through. Eight, 3, 6, 5. That would be 11, 17, 22. So that would be 4. I don't think that choice is the important part.
Hey, wait.
Junpei's cry echoed across the room. The four people walking toward the door stopped and turned back toward
I want
him.
to go through door 5 too.
Words were scarcely out of his mouth when June
What?
spoke up.
What are you saying, Jumpy? If you're going through that door, then I'm going with you.
He turned around to look
No,
at her.
You can't. I can't take you with me.
Why?
Well, you know what's in there, don't you? Are you sure you want to see that?
Well,
June opened her mouth as if to say something, but instead closed it again and looked at the floor. Junpei felt an ache in his chest as her clear distress, but the choice was not his to make. There was nothing else he could do. Junpei turned away from June, doing his best to silence his turbulent emotions.
Please, let me go into door 5.
Seven scratched his head and looked at the young man.
Man, now we're right back where we started. You know that?
Junpei's bracelet is number 5, right? If we are going to add Junpei, then we must subtract 5 from the rest of us.
Not exactly, but...
Ace, please, take good care of Clover.
Oh, all right. That's fine.
What? What was that reaction?
don't go away.
You need to listen to me, Clover. Go to door 4 with the others.
No!
Don't be so selfish.
Nick's tone was harsh.
Why?
Tears welled up in Clover's eyes. She bit her lip and did her best to fight them off. Snake's expression softened and he put his arms around Clover. He held her close and whispered into her ear.
Just relax.
It looked as though he whispered 2 or 3 more words, but whatever they were, Junpei didn't hear them.
What did he tell her?
Couldn't help but wonder what the other man had said. Snake pulled back from his sister, his eyes kind and inquiring.
I understand.
Her voice was barely audible from where Junpei stood. Before long, new teams
Let's make
were
sure we've
assembled.
got this straight. Those going to door 5 are me, 7, and Snake.
Yep.
7 plus 2 plus 5 equals 14. And the digital root of 14, 1 plus 4, is 5. And those going to door 4 are Lotus, Santa, June, Ace, and Clover. 8 plus 3 plus 6 plus 1 plus 4 is 22. And the digital root of 22 is 2 plus 2, 4. We're okay with this?
No problems here.
Yes. Let's do it.
All right then.
Seven, Snake, and Junpei scanned their numbered bracelets in quick succession. Oh god. Screen of the red showed 3
The lever's
asterisks.
all that's left. Okay. All right then.
Junpei glanced around one last time, his hand resting on the lever of the red.
Okay. Please be careful.
Absolutely will not do that. Concern was written plainly across her face.
We will.
Junpei looked her in the eye and gave her what he hoped was a reassuring nod. He pulled the lever. Hey, Sammy, how you doing? With the sharp clack of a lock releasing, the door swung open.
And it's open.
Oh yeah, by the way, gore warning. Ahead of them. God, that's the worst timing for a warning ever. Been through a lot, kind of fucked up with something. Like good or bad? Ahead of them in the small hallway were the pitiful remains of the ninth man.
Oh,
That's messed up.
that was the 9th man.
For a moment, Junpei froze. Try as he might, his eyes would not leave the corpse, and his feet would not leave the floor. 7 too seemed paralyzed. Snake, on the other hand, seemed unconcerned. He walked calmly down the bloody hallway and only stopped when he realized his companions were not following.
Oh.
How can you?
He's blind.
Well, do you intend to kill me? I assume you haven't forgotten the door only remains open for 9 seconds, have you?
He hadn't even bothered to turn around. His head was at most slightly cocked towards one shoulder.
Sorry.
Let's go.
Junpei and Seven looked at one another, nodded, and threw themselves through the door. As they did, a cold tone sounded from the left wrists of all three men. Seven and Junpei looked down at their bracelets. On both of them and on Snake's, a red skull had flickered to
Damn it.
life.
The countdown started.
They had scarcely processed this information when... Bad, really bad. Oh, I'm sorry. The metallic slammed the numbered door behind them, swung
Shit,
shut.
the door!
There's no turning back now, and if we don't manage to find the deactivation device...
Hey, where is the dead?
The fear and urgency in Seven's face reflected what all three
How
of
the
them
hell
felt.
should I know?
Stay calm. Look around you.
Okay, I get it.
Junpei spun around, searching desperately for the dead.
Ah,
He found it easily enough. It was on the wall next to the closed door labeled 5.
found it. Right here.
It was directly next to them. As he yelled, he struck the scanner with his hand. The other two scrambled to follow suit. As soon as they finished, Snake threw the lever down. Raspberry juice?
Whew. Well, it looks like it stopped.
As he spoke, Junpei wiped the sweat from his forehead with a trembling hand.
Goddamn thing's gonna give me a heart attack.
A muscle stood out in Seven's neck, and the corners of his mouth were twitching.
Jumpy, are you all right? Are you guys okay?
They could hear anxious voices, muffled but distinct, from the other side of the door.
Yeah, we're fine.
The detonators have been deactivated.
They heard relieved sighs, and even through the door, the three men could feel the tension disperse.
All right, we're moving on. Be careful, okay?
Okay. Sure thing.
And they're gone.
They heard footsteps moving away, and before long they were
Now.
alone again. Junpei looked around.
Doesn't look like we can go any further this way.
The hallway ended roughly 20 or 30 feet from where they stood.
Maybe this wall can be moved. Or
Probably
not.
not.
It's not budging.
Hey, there's a door over there.
To the left, however, was a wooden door that looked positively inviting by comparison. In the middle of it was a plaque that read First Class.
First class cabin, huh?
Well, it seems like it.
Let's have a look then, shall we?
I suppose we shall.
All right then, let's go.
Yeah.
Without hesitation, Snake opened the door and stepped inside. Seven followed closely behind him. Junpei moved to follow them as well, but he stopped just short of the threshold and looked back, not knowing why.
I don't want to look, but
Lying in the small hallway was a man's body, or at least what was left of it. He tried hard to avoid looking at the grisly scene, but it just wouldn't leave his mind.
it's so horrible. I can't even tell what's what.
What had once been a man's internal organs now looked like so much vomit, as though something had chewed up and spit out the better part of his torso. It was hideous, but worse still, it was cruel. It was hard to believe the thing on the floor had once been human. The black pool of thick blood, the lumps of glistening flesh spread across the floor, the awkward, twisted tangle of shredded intestines, the head wrenched to some grotesque, unnatural position.
He'd been wearing these.
The man's glasses lay next to his head. The lenses were cracked and the frame bent and distorted. Next to the glasses lay a bracelet, the number 9 still displayed on its
The
face.
bracelet's off. Oh wait, Zero did say.
Lastly, let us discuss how to remove the bracelets. There are only 2 ways to do so. 1. You escape from this ship. 2. Your heart rate reaches 0. In other words, once the bracelet is taken outside the confines of the ship, or the paraxatic wearer's heartbeat has fallen to 0, it will shut down automatically.
The bracelet comes off when you're dead. But what the hell's the point of getting it off when you end up like this? Just imagining how it must have happened. This was a human.
Suddenly, Junpei felt his stomach convulse and a knot of muscle gripped his throat.
Oh god. Oh, I feel like I'm gonna puke. Oh, I gotta get out of here.
He clapped his hands over his mouth and ran to the first class cabin. Sorry. The atmosphere changed immediately. The room was gorgeous, and despite the apparent age of the ship, none the worse for wear.
Where did they...
He looked around. Seven and Snake were nowhere to be seen. There were 2 doors on the right side of the room. He opened the one on his right and went through.
Through here?
On the other side of the door was a short hallway. He jogged down the hallway, opened the door at the other end, and peeked through. There they were, to his right, busy examining something.
What's up?
He stepped through the door and walked towards them.
Check this out. We found this thing here on the door.
What is that?
The red light's on. Does that mean it's locked?
So I would assume.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's safe to assume.
Is there any other way out?
We looked around a little. Other than this door, we didn't find anything.
So you're telling me that unless we can open this door...
Yes. We won't be going anywhere.
Junpei stepped away from the door and looked around the room.
This looks like a bedroom.
Then the other room is probably a living room. Or the closest you can get to one on a ship.
All right, let's find a way to open this door. Come on, guys.
Find a way out. Seek a way out. Why do I always mess that up? Okay. Score plate A. Yeah, this is just a bunch of A notes. This is treble clef. Then that one kind of looks like it could be tenor clef. Took Junpei by surprise. Snake, usually so calm and collected, suddenly began to move. He stared about the room, almost frantically, clearly looking for something. No, Junpei thought, not staring. After all, he's blind. Blind or not, Snake was clearly attempting to do something. At last, Junpei could no longer contain his curiosity.
You got weird all of a sudden.
Snake waited a moment before answering.
I heard something strange.
Something strange?
Ah, well, never mind. It doesn't seem to be anything suspicious. I don't wish to toot my own horn, but my auditory senses are considerably more advanced than those of most humans.
Sorry, that was tooting my own. That was him tooting his horn. I don't know why that song specifically, but oh wait, shit. Oh fuck. I like this one.
I notice even the slightest of noises.
Wow.
Right. Are you gonna tell me you can hear a needle drop from a mile away?
No, such a thing would be impossible. However, by listening to the sound of footsteps and breathing, as well as sound echoing off the environment, I can locate most objects.
Oh yeah, that's right. When Clover fell on the big staircase a little while ago, you were at her side immediately. So that was...
Yes, I could hear it happening.
Fucking... Oh god, what Daredevil over here.
In fact, I can run quite fast. Certainly as fast as you.
You don't know if I'm a runner, I'm a track star, what the fuck?
And should someone attempt to start a fight with me, I am quite confident that I could defeat them.
Alright, Matt Murdock, calm down.
Oh, really?
Junpei was somewhat taken aback by this revelation. He stared at Snake, skeptical.
You don't believe me, do you? Care to give it a try? I must warn you, you'll no doubt regret it. Well, I suppose that's enough playing around. Let's resume our search, shall we?
What was any of this conversation? I just don't understand. With a small, self-satisfied smile, Snake turned and walked away from Junpei. Snake's fucking weird and annoying, and I don't like him. A white desk feels kind of fancy. Okay, Okay, no, let's not go through. There's a safe. The safe is locked. It's one of those dial locks. It doesn't have a key. We just need to get the dials in the right place and it'll open. Did you find anything, Seven? Nope. How about you, Snake? I also found nothing. C. Oh, there's not a C in the second one. Also, yeah, I don't think the, I think this is just an error in the PNG. I don't think this is actually meant to be tenor clef. I think this is just regular treble clef. Well, there's a leather suitcase. There's nothing inside. I can tell by the weight, and it makes no noise when shaken. Yeah, I can tell by my eyes. It's a leather suitcase. Unfortunately, there's nothing inside. Okay. White desk. Snake's rubbing it. This is a high-quality desk. Teak, or perhaps mahogany. Wow, how can you tell? Oh, I have my ways. Cool. It's totally a table with a mirror. Ah, yes, you know that sort of thing is known as a vanity. Were you aware of that, Junpei? Of course, vanity also refers to self-love, conceit, and narcissism. As such, you could say that every day, when a woman looks into one of these, she is staring at her own conceit and narcissism. Doesn't that strike you as terribly sad? I frequent 4chan. Shut the fuck up. An antique vanity. There's nothing in the drawer. Yep, totally empty. Oh, hey, it's a map. This isn't a score. Is this a map of the ship? A map? There's a map of the ship here? Yeah. Then I imagine it will prove very helpful. You'd best hold on to it, Junpei. Okay. It is now possible to use the map screen. A piano keyboard. What is Snake doing? He can't play, can he? What notes did he just play? He played A and then F. I don't know how I got that first try. I also don't know if that was audible for the stream. Oh, I gotta scroll up to see if it was... Okay, yeah. It was audible. This piano, there's something amiss with the keys. You mean it's out of tune or something? No, not that. It's properly tuned, just... It's tuned to 432 Hz instead of 416 Hz. Well, the sounds are clearly purposefully different. The C key doesn't yield a C, but rather a different note entirely. I was fucking joking! What is the regular... Sorry. 440 Hz is the regular tuning. Sorry, not 416. My apologies. The same goes for the D keys. They play some other note. Why do you think it's like that? Isn't it painfully obvious? No, it's fucking not. Can you just... Zero modified it in some way. No shit, but that's not helpful in any way. This piano, you see, is part of one of the puzzles Zero has set for us. I guess, perhaps if we play the keys in the correct order, something will happen. In other words, we need to play a song on the piano. I believe so. Cool. A window. There's an iron plate nailed to it. Oh, okay. The light switch. Nothing happens when I press it. Bathroom. Bathtub is full of water. Is there ash or something in this water? Looks kind of gray. Let's just pull the plug. No, hold on. Maybe we can, I don't know, use it for something? Use it for something. Oh. Oops. Huh? This faucet is really hard to turn. Man, doesn't matter how hard I yank on it, this thing won't budge. Hard for you to turn, kid? How about you let a man give it a shot? Is it just a meme in this game that Seven and Ace constantly try to break the fucking escape room? Because, like, that happens constantly in escape rooms. I just think it's really funny that, like, every time there is something that seems immovable, they have to try and break it. Damn it, nothing. Might as well be a damn rock. Looks like something's holding that knob in place. Well, if you can't do it, Seven, guess we might as well just give up. Well, the sink's clean. Any water? Nothing's coming out. Got the faucet on all the way, but I can't hear anything. Lights, huh? No, it doesn't look like there's anything in there. Something's bothering Seven. Maybe I'll hold off on pulling this plug for the moment. Okay. It's a heavy piece of paper that's been folded in half. It has score printed on the front of it. Score, that's gotta be musical score. If that's true, then the score we just found is probably in here. At least at some point. There's an iron grate in front of the fireplace. There's something behind it. This is some sort of antique desk. Makes sense though, I guess. This whole room's full of antiques. You can get a nice handful of cash for all this stuff in here. I get it. You're gonna use this vase, right? It's pretty clever, Junpei. We just gotta fill this thing with water. Oh yeah, so we can fill it with water to put out the fire. This is a suitcase made of leather the color of rich mahogany. Well, shoot. Looks like there's nothing in it. Hey, wait a minute. Okay, score plate G. Okay, I can't scroll up in conversation. Sad. This one? No. Oh. The bathtub's full of gross, cloudy water. Alright, shouldn't be too hard to fill this vase up. Vase filled with water. Da 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 da. Okay. I guess I don't need to combine the score plates yet. Alright, time to put this fire out. About time, buddy. Let's do it. Here we go. Here we go. Good job. Another success. That fire didn't stand a chance. What is this conversation? Alright, I'll just pull this out now. I don't want to get burned, so let's pull down the sleeves. We got a score plate. As Junpei tucked the plate into his pocket. Oh. Seven cried out and stumbled, his balance lost. He threw out a hand and caught the wall in time to steady himself and avoid the floor. His face was flushed and he looked startled.
Hey, Seven, what the hell was that? Are you alright?
Yeah, I'm fine. I just felt a little dizzy, that's all.
Seven rubbed a couple of fingers across his brow, then shook his head as if to clear it.
What the hell is wrong with me?
Can we check something? Oh, okay, yeah. So we did unlock by going the other path.
First memory loss, now I'm getting dizzy for no reason.
Memory loss?
Junpei couldn't hide the surprise in his voice. Seven, for his part, seemed unconcerned.
Yeah, I guess I didn't tell you, huh? I told the rest of them before we ran into you on the stairs. I told him I couldn't remember a damn thing from before I woke up. Didn't realize I hadn't told you.
Whoa, wait a minute. You're talking about amnesia, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
Well, why are you an amnesiac? What happened to you?
If I could remember what happened to me, then I wouldn't be an amnesiac, now would I?
If I knew that, I wouldn't really be one, would I?
Oh, fuck. God damn it.
Oh, yeah, I guess that's true.
Junpei paused for a moment and stared at
Are
Seven.
you telling the truth?
Huh?
Well, you look pretty calm for somebody who doesn't remember anything. If you've really got amnesia, shouldn't you be, like, upset or confused or something?
Well, sure. I mean, I was pretty confused when I woke up down on D-Deck, but that was a while ago. I've had some time to get used to it. After a while, I figured it wasn't worth the trouble of worrying about it. After all, why worry about something I can't change? Well, people usually don't stay amnesiacs forever. I figure it'll work itself out eventually.
But that's it?
That's it. Alright, that's enough talking for now. Let's get back to work.
Seven. Sorry. I have pizza next to me, and I'm trying to finish my pizza as quickly as possible so I'm not eating in the middle of talking. Seven gave Junpei a look the younger man wasn't sure how to interpret, and turned to walk
How
away.
are you fine with something like that?
Somehow, though, Junpei didn't find his reassurances very reassuring. Junpei, where are you going? Didn't we come out of that door? No point in going back there. All that's out there are a locked, numbered door and a dead body. Or what's left of it. Yeah. Nothing in there. Nothing in here anymore. Might as well put the music I found on it. I put the ceramic plate on the bottom and the glass plates onto... Wait a minute. I put them all on top of each other, but they look odd. It doesn't really look like a song. Then in all likelihood, we haven't found them all. We need to find more glass plates. True, you don't see too many of these days. I can't see the details, obviously, but I imagine it's one of those princess beds Clover is so fond of. Clover wants one of these? Yes. She wants a princess bed. Didn't I say that? You think it doesn't suit her? Yeah, I guess you could say that. Ah, Junpei, judge her by appearances, will you? And, well, you should not. Okay. Whoa. What are we missing here? Oh, the toilet. Oh, well, god damn. There's some toilet paper on the wall there. Nothing that looks suspicious. It's a toilet. Doesn't seem to be anything in the toilet or the tank. The toilet, nothing strange going on here. Junpei, look. There's a hand coming out of the toilet. Just a joke there, kid. Not funny, man. I'm too old for this shit. Incontinence is a problem many older men struggle with, but there's help. Hey, Junpei, you're a tourist, right? What? Why? Well, you're so well organized. Most people wouldn't bother to search something that didn't seem to mean much. There's a couple lights on the wall here. Okay, yeah. It's a chair. Thank you. This couch looks just big enough for 3 people. Looks perfect for me. What? Perfect for an elegant gentleman like myself. The couch looks a lot more elegant. Hey, there's something you aren't saying. What? Never mind. Couch does look pretty elegant. Doesn't really go with 7 though. Am I missing something? Hold on. Is there anything in this? It says score. I guess you put sheet music in here. I guess I could pull the drain now. There's a plug on the end of this chain. Alright, why don't we just drain this water? Yeah, good plan. Oh yeah, there's something down there. Alright, where's that thing? A good tug ought to be enough to get it out. Huh? We got the D. So it's D, A, G, C. D. Stabbing is a very serious crime. If you simply do not consent, they cannot legally stab you. But we're on international waters, so I don't think it counts. So D, G, A, and then D again. Then A, D, G, C. And then C, G, A, D. Are these upside down? No, they're not. Because it just occurred to me, these are not D's, that's an F. Hold on. Am I... No, yeah, those are F's. These are A's, and these are G's, and these are C's, but these are F's, these are not D's. There should be F, A, G, C. And then F, G, F, A. Whatever. This is not important. it will play the melody when we put it all on the piano. I was just curious. Music stand. Seems as good a place as any to put this music we found. Just gotta put the ceramic plate on the bottom, and then stack the glass plates on top of it. Alright, good. Sweet. Now we can play the music. Junpei, would you be so kind as to play the piano? I am unable to, you see. Yes, I do see, and you cannot. I'm sure I needn't tell you, but the keys on this piano are not what you might expect them to be. C won't be C, D won't be D, and so forth. You must listen carefully to determine which keys to strike. Do you understand? Yeah, alright, let's give this a shot. Okay. Yeah, okay, so that's an F. What the fuck? What the fuck? It's the fucking doorbell theme. Dude, but the keyboard is messed up, so it's not the way that it should be. And we're done. Music is not my forte. Wait, what was that noise? Junpei? We did it! Looks like it worked! I heard something unlock over by the exit. With my superior hearing, you probably didn't hear it. Let's go. Good plan. Stand! Bow! Be seated! Well, I guess he hasn't forgotten that. At least Snake thinks it's funny. Ha ha ha. Yes, I suppose that was the classroom bell, wasn't it? I mean, no. I mean, kind of, I guess. I've heard that more as the doorbell theme. I don't imagine that's what Zero was thinking of, however. Sorry, hold on. No, no. Zero almost certainly meant to suggest Westminster, not middle school. Westminster? The palace in London that plays host these days to the Houses of Parliament. You've heard of Big Ben, the famous clock tower, yes? Big Ben plays that very collection of notes on the hour. London. The capital of England, huh? At any rate, the door is now unlocked. Let's leave this place immediately. I would imagine that means it is now unlocked. What the hell are we sitting around here for? Let's get out of here. Alright, let's go. You found it. He came out of the door and into a long straight hallway.
Another hallway? Hmm?
He paused for a moment and turned around to look behind him.
That should do it.
Seven was bent over, apparently doing something to the
up to?
door. Junpei had spoke more or less to himself, but apparently Seven had heard anyway. The larger man stood up and turned to Junpei.
I was just putting one of those plates in there. It ought to keep the door from locking again. Now we can come back here anytime we want, right?
Ah, why would you want to come back here?
Snake was a reasonable one. Seven thought about it for a moment before he answered.
I might like to play a little piano.
Piano?
Come on, let's get moving. We aren't out of this yet.
Without waiting for an answer, Seven started off down the
Well
hallway.
then,
Snake shrugged, sighed, and quietly followed Seven. That's a lie, Junpei thought to himself. No shit.
Can't say I could ever imagine Seven playing the piano.
I mean, it takes all types. It does take all types. But also, who the fuck is thinking of that right now? We have like 7 hours to live. I really doubt that piano is going to be at the top of that list. Alright, I need to replenish my fridge. I took out a soda, and it was the last one in my mini fridge. So I was like, I should really replenish. So that's what I did. Just now. I also forgot to grab my forgot to grab my spout for my water bottle.
He couldn't use the piano in there anyway. The keyboard's a mess. But why would he want to leave the door unlocked then? I have no clue. Hey, wait for me!
Why do I have to take a bite of fucking pizza the moment that exposition comes up? Junpei frowned, took one last look at the door, and then walked away towards his companions. After some time in the hallway, they emerged into a larger, more open area.
Whoa, a metal grate?
A large metal grate, like the door of a jail, divided it in half.
This thing...
Buddy, you're not gonna move the giant metal grate. They shook it for a while, but as they had expected, it did not move.
Figures.
Are those elevators over there?
No way to know if they're working or not from here. Oh, there's a door just to the left of this grate.
Unfortunately, however, it was locked and refused to open.
sounds like it's locked.
Yep.
Junpei took a moment to examine the left side of the
Stairs
room.
leading down.
They're blocked by the grate, though.
But this here seems accessible.
So we can open it?
Nah, I think it's locked too. Look.
In the center of the door was a small keyhole. Next to the keyhole, a small symbol had been carved into the metal.
What's this mark? The female symbol.
Venus. He wasn't quite sure what to make of it. Snake naturally was somewhat more sure.
Ah, the Venus symbol, I imagine. Do you recall the similar symbols near the large central stairway? They reference many of the solar bodies.
Oh, that's right. The Sun, Saturn, and Earth.
So, as you can see, that one is likely.
Not the woman symbol, but a Venus symbol.
So I assume.
Hold on. Where's 7?
While they had been discussing the symbols, Junpei now realized 7 had slipped away. His absence now felt.
There he is, down that hallway.
Okay. 7 had left them to head down the hallway extending to the right of the stairs.
This way, Snake. Follow me.
Junpei grabbed Snake to lead him in the right direction, and they both headed off after 7. Before long, the 3 of them stood in front of a door.
I wonder if this door will...
How about that? It opens.
It was a French door. Junpei tested the door and realized that, unlike so many others they'd encountered, it was unlocked. Almost as though he was afraid it would suddenly lock itself, Junpei threw the door open. He stepped inside. Ooh, snazzy.
wow.
Took only a moment for Junpei to take in his
Is
new
this some kind
surroundings.
of casino?
Sure looks like one.
Before Junpei could comment further, a noise from behind made him turn around. Snake was shaking the door they'd just come through.
Well, this is troubling.
As Seven and Junpei watched, he threw up his hands in frustration and then kicked the door for good
Seems
measure.
we are once again locked in.
Seek a way out. There was no reason to panic,
Even if
however.
that door was open, it's not like we had anywhere to go that way.
So we must find another exit then.
All right, guys, let's split up and search this room. Come on, no dawdling. Let's go. Quickly.
Spurred to action by Seven's words, Junpei and Snake began to examine the room. Seek a way out. Something on the counter. Looks like a card, a playing card. 7. A playing card? 4. Well, will you look at that? Someone left a bottle of booze here. Don't mind if I do. Glug, glug, glug. Ah! Oh, that hits the spot. Feels like my throat's burning. Damn, he really drank it. We don't even know how long it's been there. There's a whole lot of glasses on that shelf. Doesn't look like there's anything else back there, though. Counter's pretty well polished. Card 5. Okay, so there's not a way to examine that. There's just some strange looking chandeliers. Look kind of like UFOs from that movie, Michelle's Farm Tools. What the hell kind of movie is that? Got 3. Oh, this place is like super amazing. What's this place for? Probably for playing Baccarat. Looks a little off though. Yeah, look at the middle of the table. There's something mounted on it, see? Suddenly 7 began to speak. Why did I just get beduped and where is my phone? I felt it vibrate. Oh, there it is. Okay.
Ah, Baccarat. You ever played Junpei?
Didn't they mention Baccarat in the other room? Like the other path? Junpei shook his head. He'd barely even heard of
No,
the game.
never.
All right then. How about I explain the rules to you a bit? See, Baccarat is kind of an unusual game.
Hold on, one of my coworkers is messaging me, and she knows that I'm live, so
You've got the banker and the player. The whole point is that you guess which one's gonna win. And whether the banker or the player wins, it all depends on their hands. The way each hand works is different from other games too. See, you take the number from the ones place after you add up the value of all your cards.
Kind of like a digital root, but not exactly.
Whoever gets the number closest to 9 wins. If your number is smaller than your opponent's, you lose. And that's it. That's the explanation. Got it? Well, actually, there's a lot more to it. Strategy, details, that sort of stuff. But what I just told you sums up the core of the game pretty well. The single digit of the sum of all the cards you have. The strongest hand is a 9, and the weakest hand is a 0. You just ignore the number in the 10 spot. Do you get it?
Yeah.
He hadn't been asked for it, but Seven's explanation, rushed though it had been, was helpful.
Maybe half of it. Enough. I got a chance at winning the game if I played now.
However, we have no way of knowing if the puzzle in the Baccarat table makes use of those rules, and if it does, in what manner.
Then I guess we try everything.
Feeling more confident, if only slightly, Junpei approached the Baccarat table. Hey, Seven, are we really supposed to play Baccarat? It's a Baccarat table. What the hell else would we do? Stop worrying about it. It's real simple. What's the opponent's hand? Well, there's an 8 in that glass case. Alright, then that's your opponent's number. If that's the case, what 3 cards do we need to get that number? 3 cards. There are a couple of indentations with white lines around them, right? Oh, that's still 7, sorry. Those mean we gotta put down 3 cards. So, place 3 cards here and defeat the opponent's 8. That's what I've gotta do, I guess. Yeah, I think so. Something tells me those aren't the only rules. Alright, I'll give it a shot. Before I start, I'd better make sure I've got the rules straight. There are 3 empty indentations, I just gotta pick a card and play it. Figure if I put them in the right spots, something ought to happen. Alright, let's give this a try. 4, 5, 7 would be 16, so that would only be a 6. 3, 4, 5 would be 12, so that would not be good either. 3, 4, 7 would be 14, not good. Okay, I don't think I have the right cards, or enough cards. That's, I'm begging you to back the fuck out. That square table looks like a mahjong table. Do you play mahjong, Seven? Maybe? I don't remember exactly, but I do remember a couple hands and some of the rules, so I figure I must have played it at some point. Excellent. Once we've vacated this vessel, I should like to play a game with you. Can you, play? So long as you tell me which tiles I am eliminating. Yes, I believe I have at least enough skill to defeat an amateur. However, I must ask that you to remove the red tiles when we play. So I've got the symbols for heart, spade, and diamond here. It says 1 on the plate. Heart, spade, diamond, heart, spade, diamond, heart, spade, diamond. It seems the card is attached to the panel, and attached very well it seems. If you don't mind, what sort of card is this? It's a playing card, the ace of spades, in fact. Not working. So it would seem. I'm shocked and appalled that guessing at random has not yielded better results. Yeah. says 9. Yeah, it looks like that cover's hiding something. This is the cover, then maybe it opens up. Probably does. Huh, I don't get it. You're just gonna waste your time if you don't sit down and try to think it out, Junpei. Let's try and sort this out, alright? There's the ace of spades on the left side of the card slot and the 9 on the right side. That ace is a 1. We gotta make 9 using 1 and the other cards we got. Oh, so that's it, huh? Well, in that case, the card we need is an 8, which we do not have. Firewood in the fireplace. Well, at least this one isn't lit like the one in the first class cabin. Maybe that's why it feels a little chilly in here. Oh, okay. Huh? Didn't think I'd find a card here. That's a 6. There's a weird looking thing floating in here. Oh. Wait, when those 2 lights turned on, I heard something from the bottom of the fireplace. What was that? I heard something down there. Ah, coin bag. So we need spade, diamond, heart. Alright, let's put a coin from that bag in here. What happened? I heard an odd noise. Well, to be honest, I don't know. Pressed some of the buttons, smacked the machine once or twice, but nothing happened. Oh. Looks like the coin got stuck. Oh dear. The coins are stuck in there, but good. This machine won't be working anymore. Alright, let's drop this coin in the coin slot. Come on, you little bastards. I only need 1 of you. What? Huh? Is that it? This is a tough one. What is so tough, if I might ask? Hitting these reels just right. The timing is, well, it's not easy. I don't believe you need to hit them just right, huh? Didn't I do it right? Yeah, I had it correct. Wait. Yeah, okay, so it's not spades, it's the other suit that I do not remember the name of. Hearts, diamonds, clubs. That's what it is. Club, diamond, heart. Trying to think. No, I don't want Discord open. Yeah, so club, diamond, heart. What do you mean? The symbols on the reels. They're the same as the playing card symbols that I saw over on the fireplace. But this is different. Junpei, are the reels the only place where you see the symbols? Huh? Don't you think the symbols might be found in other places as well, apart from the reels? Okay, this is 2. I think I have enough cards to do this now. Yeah, I have it right. I already have it. So 5, 6, 7. That would make 8. Does meat beat though? I don't think meat beats. Okay, so there's an 8 card that I need, and I'm assuming it's from there. Check out that stained glass. How beautiful. What? Huh? Stained glass is colored pieces of glass placed together in a frame. As I've said many times before, I need only touch it to know. I can at least discern the basic structure. Snake said the symbols might be somewhere other than on the reels. Oh, okay. Right, that blue hack bag we just found is full of coins. Yeah, I know. I wanted you to use it. Oh, okay. 777. Yes, 777. And I think I hear something unlocking in there. Impressive, Junpei. It would appear to be unlocked now. There's something akin to a drawer in the bottom part of this machine, yes? That is a pickup drawer for dividend. Probably the lock for the drawer got unlocked. Please open it if you would. Something inside. What is it? Is there something in there? Yeah, playing card. And there's a key with the Venus symbol on it. Excellent, Junpei. Now we will be able to open the gate. We just need to figure out how to get out of this room. Correct. Come on, Junpei, hurry up. And he's off. There's a playing card and a Venus key. Better put the key in my pocket for later. As for the card... Okay, we got a 2. Oh, we have a 2 and a 7. We could beat the person now. Oh, wait. So that was all of my coins? I don't need to, like... Okay. Hey, Junpei, you just asked me, are we really supposed to play Baccarat, right? Yeah. Well, I was thinking, and you might be right. See, in Baccarat, players calculate their score by taking the sum of all the cards they've got, and just play using the single-digit numbers. Just ignore the stuff in the tens place, is what I'm saying. This game seems a little different. I'll bet it uses the digital root. You take the sum of your 3 cards, and your play is the digital root of your cards. In other words, we'll win if the digital root is higher. Before I started, better make sure I've got the rules. Yeah. Alright, if I just put down these 3 cards, yes, open for me. Great, you did it, Junpei. Think it's telling us to take the 8 card? Come on, let's grab it. Alright, let's take this card. 3 cards I put down are stuck to the table. They won't be going anywhere anytime soon. Okay, now we can... And you go, and hey, it open up. Seems we have another device. There are 3 slots in this one. Ace of Spades is stuck. It's on there really good. I don't think I can get it off. Can I pull this card out? Of course not. Thing next to it will close if you do. Let's see. 3 slots for cards, and there's a 9 right below them. That probably means we gotta make 9 with the 3 cards we put in the slots, right? Just like we did over at the Baccarat table. Alright, let's give it a shot. Does 5, 6, 7 make... Yeah, 18. Alright, so I put all the cards we had left into the slots. What happens now? Is that... Yes, I did hear something from the exit. Excellent work, Junpei. Wonderful. It seems the exit is unlocked. Let's go. Alright, let's go. You found it. Good job. Junpei and his companions ran out of the casino and into a large open room. A room, in fact, that they had been in once before. There was little to surprise them there. They already knew what their next step
This
had
way.
to be. The iron gate still stood in place, locked tight, blocking the stairway, and right in the center of
The
it...
keyhole with the Venus symbol. The Venus key should work here.
Wasting no time, he pulled it out and shoved it into the keyhole. Be gentle, Junpei. Good heavens. He turned it. With the distinctive sound of metal on metal, he felt the lock click.
It sounds like it did. All right, let's get this thing open.
No problem. Let me help with this one.
Junpei grabbed the handle of the left side, and Seven took the handle on the right. On Junpei's signal, they both pushed, and the gate creaked open.
It sounds as though you have opened it. We should be able to reach C deck now, I imagine.
Snake, are you gonna be all right? I mean, the stairs.
Please, do not do yourself the embarrassment of underestimating me. I would be...
Shut the
Good to hear.
fuck up.
Let's move.
I didn't intentionally skip his voice line there, but shut up. I don't care, Snake. We get it. You are Ultra Sigma #1 of echolocation. Holy shit. Now I need to replenish my waters. Taking my Okay, now that I've scooted around sufficiently for 45 seconds. At Seven's words, they leapt onto the stairs and jogged quickly down them. In no time at all, they found themselves on C deck.
Everything looks okay here.
We should check the next deck down, just in case.
When he reached the water, he called back up to Snake and Seven.
Just what I thought. D-deck is completely underwater.
Just like the bottom of the central staircase.
The surface of the water below them was flat, like a mirror.
I'm just glad the water level hasn't changed much.
Back to the C deck, then.
Now, how about we check out what's here?
He began searching around and taking stock of what was on C deck.
There are 2 elevators over there, which means it's probably the same upstairs.
There's a card reader between them, and another weird mark.
Is that Mercury?
Hey, check it out. It's the symbol for Lotus.
Oh my god.
What?
See? It's got the woman symbol, and then it's got the devil horns, right?
Yeah, I see it. No two ways about it. That was a pretty good one, kid.
Seven tousled Junpei's hair in what he likely thought to be a friendly manner. Junpei feared his neck might break, even though it was clear Seven had kept his strength in check.
Whoa, would you watch it, man? Whew, that hurts. You're gonna break my neck.
What are you talking about? The human body ain't that weak. Maybe this'll toughen you up, huh?
If we were looking for a devil, we've got one right here.
Thankfully, Snake interrupted. After Junpei's observation, he'd gone over to examine the card reader.
This is a Mercury symbol. The marks you mistook for horns are a stylized version of the wings and staff of Hermes.
Wings and a staff. Huh. So then, she beats you with the staff until you die and go to heaven. Sounds like Lotus, all right.
Okay.
Seven really likes this. Seven shook Junpei's head even more vigorously. The younger man began to feel as though his brain was being jostled about inside of his skull.
Seven! Oh, that's too much! Oh, my head!
Junpei's stomach began churning uncomfortably.
I think I'm gonna puke.
Unless we can activate this device, I doubt the elevator will function.
In other words, we gotta find a key card with a Mercury symbol on it.
So I would assume.
Let's forget the elevators for right now. How about that hallway to the left?
Whoa, there's a bunch of doors.
There were a great many doors lining both sides of the hallway. They seemed to stretch on forever, and all three men suddenly felt very small.
Ah, shit. We're not gonna have enough time to check all these, are we?
Maybe we can come back here later. We should check out the other side. Let's head back.
To the right of the stairs, another hallway stretched out, reaching deep into the bowels of the ship.
To the right this time.
After a few moments of moving briskly down the hallway, they emerged into an area roughly the same size and shape as the one at the top of the stairs. On the left side of the room, there were 4 French doors.
There are doors here too. Well, I guess it's just 4 this time.
Let's open them up, starting with the closest one there.
Okay, I'm on it.
Junpei nodded and grabbed the one closest to him. He gave it a small tug and felt it
It isn't
move.
locked. I'm going to open it.
Thrilled to have found another unlocked door, he threw it open. I think this is the hospital room, right? Junpei didn't know what to make of what he saw.
What?
Yeah. Okay. These two are the same. I don't know if these keys extend to these as well, or how that really works. I think we'll continue down this path, because it must be like a dialogue choice, since there's no branch here. Or something like that. I'm gonna do some quick Googling. Spoiler-free explanation of flow locks and keys. Main thing is the locks. When these are crossed out, it means they are still locked. They represent a route in the game you cannot yet travel. The keys represent places in the flow diagram you have to visit in order to sort out those locks. But what about the colors? Which I think I read this before, and I was like, what do you mean, the colors? All I see are red. Okay. Well, that sort of helped, and sort of not. He simply stood, unable to speak. Seven's eyes opened wide as his mouth gaped. After a few long moments, Seven at last managed to speak.
What is this place? It's so huge and empty.
A massive room stretched out in front of them, more a cavern than a room. Its vastness was oppressive, and it bore down on Seven and Junpei. It was not empty, however. The entire room was filled with lines upon lines of beds. They were simple things, little more than pipe and thin mattresses.
There are beds everywhere.
Is this a hospital? The harsh scent in the air is reminiscent of antiseptic solution.
I think so. There are shelves in the center of the room with medicine and surgical tools.
Hey, look there. The 4 doors at the end.
Three of them were emblazoned with large single-digit numbers, made with thick red paint.
The left door says 3. The second door is blank, but the third has a 7. And the rightmost door is 8. There's no doubt. They're numbered doors.
Hey, why is that door between 3 and 7 blank? Does that mean anything?
No point worrying about it right now. Let's see if these will open first.
Yeah, good idea.
The three of them threaded their way through the beds toward the back of the room. On reaching them, they proceed to investigate each door in turn, but to no avail.
Yep, locked. Just like I thought.
Naturally. After all, there are rules to the nonary game, and to allow these doors to open easily would violate those rules.
Why are you so big on the rules in the nonary game, Snake?
Unless we can authenticate ourselves with the red, the numbered doors will...
Whoa, check this out.
Suddenly, Seven spoke up, interrupting
Look at the
Snake.
red. There's nothing on it.
Huh?
Don't you remember the red back at the main staircase? If there wasn't anyone in it, it said vacant on the little screen, remember?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're right.
But this one...
There's nothing.
Right? You think it's broken?
Only one way to find out.
No, nothing.
Junpei and the others put their hands on the panel, but nothing happened. The red refused to change. They tried pulling the lever and still nothing. As they soon discovered, it wasn't the only red on door 8. It wasn't only the red on door 8 that seemed to be malfunctioning.
How about the red on door 7? And door 3?
I didn't think all of them would be malfunctioning.
What does it mean?
They've got to be broken. Man, that bastard. I didn't think Zero was the kind of guy who'd
Whoa, whoa, Zero's been prepared for everything so far, and you're saying he's gonna make a mistake now?
Well, that's the only thing I can think of. This thing ain't working at all.
While Junpei and Seven talked, Snake busied himself with examining the red. After a time, he lowered his hands and spoke.
It seems as if some of the internal hardware has been removed.
Internal hardware?
That is what I said. Take a look at the underside of this red, if you please.
The bottom?
Junpei obliged and bent over to look at the underside of the device.
Huh, there's a thin slot here. I think it's a slot for something. Probably electronic.
The other two reds are the same. Something's been removed from all three of them.
I get it. So the reds aren't working because somebody pulled out their guts.
So I assume.
But why? And who? I mean, it really doesn't make sense.
I have no idea. Why on earth would I know something like that?
Just then, they heard the sound of a door opening.
Oh, what now?
The three of them turned and saw Akane. Oh no, Junpei thought it's...
June!
She stopped short, surprised to see them, and was very nearly bowled over by the rest of her companions who were coming through the door behind her.
Ace! Santa! Clover! And Lotus!
Hello, Lotus.
Guess everyone's here.
Junpei and Seven were, for the moment, at a loss
What
for
are you
words.
guys doing?
Why are you...
That's my line?
Perhaps we should exchange information.
After a moment of silence and surprise, everyone suddenly began to talk, desperate to exchange information. I believe we've been through this. Oh no, we have not. Okay. They talked about the rooms they'd been through and how they'd ended up in the same place. Of course, none of it was very useful information, but that hardly mattered. They were happy to simply see one another again. Although the level of cheer varied greatly from person to person, each one of them was wearing some manner of smile, almost as though they had already forgotten about the death of the ninth man. No, thought Junpei, perhaps that wasn't it. Perhaps thoughts of his death were what drove them to smile at one another. Not in a morbid or hateful way. No, the ninth man had died, but they were still alive, and that was something to be happy about. A sort of simple, uncomplicated joy, Junpei thought. The joy of being alive. Still alive. He felt sorry for the ninth man, but more than anything... Sorry. Ugh. Junpei was just happy to be alive. Good heavens.
And that's what we know.
I'm gonna reset my VTuber position because I've moved around so much that it's not in the right spot anymore. There we go. With that, Junpei finished his own explanation. Okay.
Well, this isn't good. If the red is inactive, we can't keep going.
What about that big hallway? Maybe there's somewhere in there we might be able to go.
No, there's nothing there. The five of us had a quick look. There are plenty more hospital rooms, but nothing else.
You mean all those doors are for hospital rooms?
Yes. There are a number of individual rooms in addition to this large one.
Okay, wait, so... Oh, I haven't finished this path yet, apparently. The next novel will be, when I finish the path. Interesting.
There was a door at the end of the hallway, but it was locked.
It had one of those solar system mark things on it.
It was the Jupiter symbol.
Jupiter.
I wonder what it means.
Confusion seemed to be the consensus.
While we're asking what things mean, what's the deal with this room? I mean, I thought this was a cruise ship, but I can't imagine a cruise ship would have a hospital like this.
No one, not even Snake, appeared ready to offer an answer until Seven unexpectedly spoke
Well,
up.
I figure it's probably a hospital ship. Chances are it's the Gigantic.
The Gigantic?
Junpei looked at Seven, shocked by both his knowledge and the apparent identity of their prison. He was not the only one.
What is this gigantic?
Seven nodded to Lotus and began to speak.
The Gigantic. She was a sister ship to the Titanic, built in the early 20th century. Actually, the Titanic had two sister ships, and they looked exactly the same. The Gigantic was said to be one of them.
By the way, the two sister ships were not... the Gigantic was not one of them. It's, Husqvarna. No. Fuck. I knew this and I said it the last time. Yeah, Titanic sister ships. The Olympic and the Britannic. The Olympic became a troop carrier, and the Britannic was requisitioned to serve as a hospital ship. So this is most likely the Britannic. Why did I get beduped? Streamer mode needs to go back on. Okay, there we go. Sorry, I'm clearing out my friggin' notifications that I have on Discord because it's annoying me.
They intended to make her a passenger liner like the Titanic, but World War I began soon after the ship launched. The British Navy took her over and made her a hospital ship. At some point during the war, the Gigantic was damaged by a German mine in the Aegean Sea. She ran aground afterwards, so she didn't end up sunk. What happened to her after that? One theory going around is that a man named Lord Gordain bought her. Seemed like he'd been one of the few to survive the Titanic sinking. That trauma turned him into some kind of obsessive collector of all things related to the Titanic. Soon enough, the guy wanted the Titanic itself. Which was impossible, of course. It's stuck at the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean. But the Gigantic wasn't. And seeing as she was identical...
So you're saying this Lord Gordain bought this ship?
Yeah, at least I think I am.
That's impossible. No way we're in some boat that's almost 100 years old.
Pipe down, just pay attention. What, that's it? Well, have you got any proof?
Proof?
Proof that this ship is really the Gigantic.
Well, this ship's got stuff that's like the Titanic and a hospital ship. So, I just figured...
Oh, for goodness. Don't tell me that's your only reason.
Okay, it's a solid reason, Lotus.
No, I've got more.
Like?
Well, I mean...
Seven looked around desperately, doing anything to avoid meeting Lotus's piercing stare. He scratched his head for a moment, then gave up. Finally, he opened his mouth.
I don't know.
Lotus sighed and shook her head.
I guess your memory isn't back yet, is it?
Yeah, sorry about that.
Then, almost as if to save Seven from further embarrassment, a bell began to ring from far away.
A bell?
It sounds like the clock in the main stairway.
Junpei counted each chime carefully.
11, 12. 12.
You got 6
It's
hours
midnight.
left?
Then we've still got 6 hours left, right?
Let's get going. We gotta find the missing parts for the Reds.
What do you mean, find? How on earth do you propose we do that?
We've looked everywhere in this room.
They'd been examining the room as they talked.
But we haven't found anything.
Right.
That only leaves one place to look.
One?
Well, not just one.
Uh-huh.
All the hospital rooms?
Wait. Don't tell me you mean we need to search all of the other rooms.
We sure do.
Well, you already checked some of them out before you came here, right?
We each checked a single room, so 5 rooms in total.
All right then. That's 5 rooms we don't have to search. We just have to split up the rest between the 8 of us. If each of us can do 6 rooms apiece, we'll have the other 48 rooms cleared in no time.
There are 48 other rooms?
Lotus did not seem excited by the prospect. Seven fidgeted nervously before responding.
Maybe?
After some discussion, the 8 of them decided which rooms to begin with and in what order they would go. Junpei was chosen to suit the rooms on the starboard side, moving from fore to aft.
All right, so everyone knows which area they're searching?
Okay, so that's the staircase that we went down. We don't have the map for this yet, is my understanding.
Yeah.
Yes!
They also determined when they would return to report their findings. The next time the clock sounded the time. When it did, they would meet back in the large central room full
We'll
of
all
beds.
meet up when the clock goes off again. How about in that room with all the beds?
Yeah, sounds straightforward enough.
If, during their search, any one of them were to locate the missing components, they were to yell for
I'll
the
shout
others.
if I find any of the components we need.
I hope we can find them within the time limit.
If this strategy failed, they returned to discuss their
If
options
we can't,
later.
then we'll just have to come up with another plan.
Right.
Then let's do this.
The details decided they left to begin searching. Out into the hallway they went, each to the rooms they'd been assigned. However, okay, yeah, so weird. No one yelled, but the Reds all have their components, but no one said anything. And at this point is when they realized Snake's missing. Clover is upset, runs off. Let's search for Snake. Okay. The first class cabin.
Oh, what about the first class cabin on B deck?
Okay, let's go, Jumpy.
They took off up the stairs at a run. Outside of the first class cabin, they found Clover. She was standing in front of a wall. She was staring at a meaningless point on the wall, her eyes blank. What should Junpei do? Leave her alone. Somebody told Junpei that Clover probably wasn't in much of a mood to talk. He leaned over and whispered quietly to June.
Leave her alone.
Yes, I think you're right.
They turned and walked quietly down the stairs. Clover had driven home the misery of their situation, but Junpei told himself that getting depressed would get him nowhere but depressed.
We really need to find Snake, for Clover's sake.
He did his best to push away the misery and depression and force a smile.
Where do you think we should go next? How about the casino?
Let's go take a look.
They turned and headed off down the hallway to their right at a jog. Before they knew it, they were there. So was Lotus. God. Wow, where did this stab wound come from? Behind. Crazy, right? Also, Aqua. Anyway,
Hey, what do you think you're doing?
she glanced up at him, unimpressed.
Isn't it obvious? I'm looking for Snake.
I'm just not seeing it.
Really? Maybe you need to look harder.
I don't think that's the problem.
Oh, by the way, I've got a proposal for you two. Care to hear it?
No, that's all right. Let's go, June.
Junpei tugged June's arm and led her quickly back towards the stairs. I'm staring
Was
respectfully.
that okay? You don't think we should have listened to her?
I was staring disrespectfully.
No, I've got a pretty good idea what her proposal would have been. We should be looking for Snake.
I mean, if her proposal was going to the first... Never mind.
Huh.
Never mind.
Well, where should we go next?
Back to the large hospital room, I guess.
Hey, why don't we go back to the big hospital room?
Sure, let's go.
Together they ran to down the stairs.
Hey, wait. That's...
Snake. No, not Snake. Fuck. Santa. On their way to the large hospital room, Junpei and June noticed Santa standing next to the number 3 door.
Santa?
Junpei paused. What should Junpei do? I guess walk away without saying anything, since I've already talked to him before, apparently. Junpei turned around and walked away
I
from
doubt
Santa.
we'd learn anything from him anyway.
Jumpy?
No, nothing. Let's go, June.
Junpei took June and left the large hospital room. Where would they go next? Go back to
Why
the
don't
first
we go
class
check out
cabin.
the first class cabin?
All right, let's...
They quickened their pace and headed for B deck.
No one's here. Maybe we'll have more luck somewhere else. But where?
The casino?
How about the casino?
Let's go take a look.
What about the door that is propped open?
There's no one here. Let's try somewhere else. Let's go back downstairs. Oh, it's 8.
Ahead of them, further down the hallway, they
Hey,
spotted
Snake!
Ace.
Where are you? Answer me if you're there!
What should Junpei do? Ladies,
Why don't
handle
we
it.
just leave this area to Ace?
I don't mind, but wait.
Well, let's see.
I guess back to the large
Why don't we
hospital
go
room.
back to the big...
Okay, let's go.
I don't think anyone is here. What next? Let's go have a look at the hall with all...
I'll go wherever you do.
They quickened their pace and headed for the bow.
Oh, nobody's here.
Snake, of course, is nowhere
Let's
to be
look
found.
somewhere else.
But where?
Let's go take a look around the casino.
This is not what
Okay.
I wanted. I just accidentally pressed the button twice.
Hmm.
There's no
Let's
one
try
here.
Somewhere else.
Oh, God. Back to the hospital
why
room.
don't-
Sure.
I don't think anyone is here. What next?
I guess finish searching. They looked everywhere they could think of, but Snake was nowhere to be found.
Snake hasn't been anywhere we've searched.
Lois looked around at 6 frustrated faces
We
and
can't keep
spoke.
looking for him. Wherever he is, it's not here.
Oh, okay. We have to sacrifice someone, is basically what it's saying. She's right. Wasn't pleasant, but she was right. There wasn't any way that the numbers worked out. If one group was 4, then the other group would always have a digital route that didn't match a door. When Seven spoke, his voice was strained.
Then you're saying we gotta decide who's gonna stay behind.
Yes, we do. Given our circumstances, it's logically and morally the best solution. If the other 6 are to survive, then one person has to sacrifice themselves.
No, that's too cruel.
What's so cruel about it?
To just sacrifice someone like that?
Then what's your plan? Maybe we should sacrifice 2 people instead of just 1.
That's not what I meant. We shouldn't sacrifice anyone.
I told you, that's impossible. Wake up.
Whoa, calm down, you two.
Santa stepped between Lotus and
What
June.
Lotus is trying to say is, you should aim to bring the greatest amount of happiness to the greatest amount of people, right?
Exactly. That's how democracy works.
Okay, that's not...
And for that reason, I think the only fair way to decide who will be sacrificed is through a vote. What do you think?
No, that's terrible.
I'm not asking you. Shut up. What about you, Santa?
Me? Well, I agree, I guess.
All right, that's 1 vote for. Counting mine, that's 2. 7.
I can't say I agree with you, but we don't exactly have a choice. If we don't do something, we're all...
Oh, glad to see you get it. If I can get 1 more vote, then it's decided. What about you, Clover?
Clover had moved away from the group and was sitting on one of the beds. Her whole body drooped. Junpei didn't know if she'd even heard Lotus's
Hey.
proposal.
Clover,
Lotus walked over to Clover and gently laid a hand on her shoulder.
your brother has to be behind one of the numbered doors. We've searched everywhere, but we didn't find him. Doesn't that mean he has to have gone through one of them somehow?
Clover slowly lifted her face.
Let's go look for him together, okay? If we sacrifice one person, then we can go look for him. You agree with me, right?
Okay.
The motion carries.
All I'm saying is if Lotus walked up to me and spoke manipulatively to me in a soft voice, I would probably launch the nukes. I don't know.
Now, let's start a vote to...
That won't be necessary.
Ace had barely spoken for Lotus's entire speech, and everyone jumped a little. 6 pairs of eyes turned to look at him. He didn't
I
seem
will
to notice
stay.
or even care.
That should solve our problem, yes?
Ace, what are you saying? No, you can't do that. That won't solve anything.
June's voice shook. She looked around desperately for someone to agree with her. Ace simply looked at her.
June, I'm afraid you may have misunderstood me. I said I would stay, but I never said I would sacrifice myself.
Huh?
I trust you. Each and every one of you. I believe you'll come back for me.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. There's optimistic, and then there's just nuts. Those doors only go one way. You go in, you don't come out. If we go through them...
You won't be able to return, correct?
Yeah.
True, but that will not be the case once you've escaped from the ship.
What?
Please, I beg you. Once you've escaped, come back and rescue me. Ideally, within the time limit Zero has given us.
No, that's ridiculous. There's no way we could get back in time.
Finally, Junpei could hold his tongue no longer.
We've only got 5 hours left. We don't even know where the hell we are. How on earth are we gonna find someone to come and rescue you?
Then, perhaps you would prefer to stay instead of me? Or perhaps you would be willing to leave June behind?
Ace's voice was dignified and without a hint of cruelty or malice. Junpei had no rebuttal.
There's no other choice. Then I see we've come to our conclusion. Go on. Don't worry yourselves about me. Go, quickly.
Junpei stood frozen by indecision, unable to move. June bit her lip so hard that Junpei feared she would break the skin. Sayata stood against a wall, calm and aloof. Seven tore his beanie from his head and turned it over anxiously in his hand. Only Clover stared at Ace with an expression Junpei was unable to decipher. Lotus's attitude, however, was different from the others.
Let's accept his kind offer then.
She smiled, her eyes bright. Ace answered with a smile of his own.
Good. I think this is the best for me. Perhaps I'll be able to take a nap. It may be my age, but I get tired so easily these days.
As he spoke, Ace lowered himself down to the floor next to one of the beds. From somewhere deep in the ship, Junpei suddenly heard the screeching of metal on metal. Oh, okay, so yeah, we're just getting shit that we already had. Okay, so Ace administers an anesthetic to himself, and then he falls asleep. And then people are upset, and then people are deciding doors. I've already chosen door 8. Oh, I can't check the flowchart at this time. Silently watching Lurkin just because I can. That's fine. You know, I do appreciate if you lurk to just throw a little lurk in there. Just so that I know. Because it makes it easier for me to know that people are still around. Thank you. Let's try door 3, I guess. Who am I? I'm nobody. No.
I want to go through door number 3.
Nope, you can't.
Huh? Why?
Because it's impossible. If we split ourselves into 3 and 3, then we give up on going through door 3.
Why?
The bracelet numbers for the 6 of us are 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There are 2 combinations that can go through door 3 with 3 people.
Hold on, I've gotten into weird slunch mode again.
3, 4, 5, or 6, 7, 8.
Oh, good heavens, my neck. Oh. Can I get the other side? No, I cannot. Okay. One way is still good. I haven't been able to get the other way in a while. I wonder if I can do... No. I don't trust importing too much rotational force on my neck. I'm gonna break my fucking neck.
That's it. Of course, 2 teams can't go through the same door.
I see. That means one team would get left behind.
That's right.
That doesn't happen if we go through door 7 or 8?
No, they're fine. We've got 3 options.
Santa began to explain.
Option A, have 3, 5, and 8 go through door 7, and 4, 6, 7 go through door 8. Option B, 4, 5, and 7 go through 7, and 3, 6, and 8 go through 8. Option C, 3, 6, and 7 go through 7, and 4, 5, and 8 get 8. Those are the only 3 options. That's it. At least if we want to get all 6 of us out of here.
Wait.
That was when Junpei realized Plan A divides into two teams, 358 and 467. Plan B divides into two teams, 457 and 368. Plan C divides into two teams, 367 and 458.
That means
There's one thing they all had in common.
6 can never be on the same team. If we want all 6 of us to go through a door, then June and I can't go into the same one.
Yeah, June and Junpei had been friends when they were kids. He trusted her more than anyone else on the ship. If he chose 7 or 8, he'd be taken away from her. Is that something he was prepared to do?
Have you mulled it over enough, or do you need more time? Anyway, that's the deal, so think it over. You've got 2 choices, 7 or 8. You can't choose 3. If you choose 3, you're gonna be leaving 3 people behind to die. So what are you gonna do? 7 or 8? Time to choose.
Okay, yeah, I get it. His conclusion was... You know what, fuck it. Take the risk and choose door 3.
Sorry, Santa, but I still want to go through door 3.
What? That's nuts! You've got to be crazy! Why the hell are you so obsessed with that door?
I'm just
Junpei paused. He swallowed the words he'd been about to say.
I'm just curious about door 3. That's all.
That doesn't explain shit!
I've got a reason. I'd be happy to explain it to you if you'll just come with me.
With that, he began walking toward the door. Their curiosity likely getting the better of them, the others followed. A few of them looked a little suspicious, but Junpei told himself that wouldn't matter. He kept walking and kept silent. Eventually, they arrived at the number 3 door. Yo, let me check the flowchart. Okay, so I did not pick whatever option I was supposed to get that unlocked. But that's fine. We can just continue along this. Actually... Yeah, let's just continue along
I'm
this.
curious about the red. 7, would you mind authenticating for me?
What? Why?
Please, just do it.
He stared at Junpei for a moment, then grunted and laid his palm heavily on the scanner.
Happy?
Yeah, thanks. The number 7 has been entered into the red. Next is June. Please touch the red just like 7 did.
Okay, so 7 and 6, that makes 13.
Jumpy, what are you trying to figure out?
Yep. I think
Junpei thought about his answer
I
for a
think I might
moment.
have found another way out.
What?
Really?
That got them excited, just as Junpei
Now
had
please,
intended.
June?
Oh, okay.
7 plus 13, 1 plus 3 is 4. Those 2 numbers in the red, Junpei had what he wanted. He casually placed his own hand on the scanner and the 3rd asterisk blinked on. So let me think. We'd be adding 5 to that, so it'd be 18, so that would be 9. We would need 3. In addition, yeah, 18 plus 3 would put us at 21, so that would be a 3. We need Santa. 4 plus 5
All
equals
right.
9.
The only people who haven't authenticated now are Santa, Clover, and Lotus.
So, what's your point?
You don't get it. Think about it.
Huh?
What's the sum of your number and Clover's?
12.
And what's the digital root of that?
3.
Which is Santa's number. By the way, Lotus, what's the number that's currently in the red?
7 plus 6 plus 5 equals 18. It would be 9, right?
Yes, and what will the digital root be if you add 3 to that?
3. The door's number.
There you go.
Hey, wait a minute. What the hell are you up to?
I'm not up to anything. I'm just waiting.
Waiting for what?
I'm waiting for the balance to shift. Santa, or Lotus and Clover. Once one of you moves, the others won't have a choice, so I'm waiting.
Junpei laid his hand almost casually on the lever.
You son of a bitch! You tricked us! Then all that stuff you were going on about is all bullshit!
Bullshit? Huh. I don't think so. Didn't I tell you I'd figured out another way to get out of here? This is it.
Why the hell would you do something like this?
Junpei glanced at June.
Jumpy.
You did this just so you could go through the same door as June. That's it?
Damn, I thought I was doing the simp route before. This is the evil simp route. Santa was furious. His face was red and flecks of spit flew from his lips as he spoke. Junpei closed his eyes calmly, then opened them again.
Who's it going to be? Santa or Lotus and Clover?
Shit!
Let's go, Clover.
Huh?
Lotus leapt for God. She grabbed Clover by the sleeve and ran for Junpei in the door. Caught by surprise, Santa froze for a moment, then shot forward like a bullet from a gun. Lotus had a head start, but Santa had the advantage in size and speed. Almost immediately, he passed Lotus and Clover.
Wait.
Santa did not hesitate. He slammed his hand down on the red.
This is insane! This isn't right!
He glared at Junpei, his chest
Yeah,
heaving.
well, you may be right.
Junpei's voice was cold, but not without effort. He turned to the red and pulled the lever. With the sound of metal on metal, the door opened. It would only remain so for 9 seconds. There was no time to think. Junpei and his 3 reluctant companions jumped into the door's gaping mouth, one after another. No sooner did they enter than an all too familiar noise sounded from their left wrists. Detonators had activated. Junpei looked back only once and saw Lotus and Clover on the other side of the closing door.
No.
They stood still, stopped where they had been when Santa reached for the red. The defeat and desperation on their faces tore at Junpei's heart. Then the door closed, and they were gone.
You son of a bitch, Junpei! This isn't fair!
Santa rounded on Junpei, lightning crackling in his eyes and his
Do you
knuckles
realize
white.
what you just did? You leave them out there, and they can't...
Shut it! That's enough!
It hadn't been Junpei that spoke, but 7. Well, okay, let me think about this. Because we have 9... No, 8 is Clover. Or no. Sorry. 8 is Lotus, and 4 is Clover. That's 12. Yeah, no, okay, I did totally screw them.
We gotta find the dead or none of this is gonna matter!
The clock was ticking. The dead was their only chance at survival. Unless they could find it and deactivate their detonators, the 4 of them would be...
less than a minute left! No time for screwing around! Get moving!
Damn it! You and I are not done yet, bastard!
They scattered and began to scour the room. The deactivation device was nowhere to be found.
Where the hell is it?
Corridors stretched out in 3 directions, but everyone was blocked off by a wall of metal. There's only one way out. One
Over
other
there.
door.
It's gotta be behind the door!
7 ran for the door, a rusting iron thing. His large hands grabbed hold of the handle and pulled.
Damn, it's pitch dark inside.
Can't see a thing!
Junpei stuck his head through the door and looked around
No,
the room.
Wait,
Almost immediately, he spotted the blinking red light on the
found
right
it.
wall.
The dead's right over here.
He stepped into the room.
Ugh. What? The floor's slippery.
He stopped and glanced down at his feet.
Hey,
What was...
What the hell are you doing?
There's something...
Get over there!
Junpei felt 7's heavy hand against his back and stumbled across the room. The other 3 piled in behind him. They all felt immediately something was wrong. Nothing that could be easily identified, only a sense that something terrible shared the room with them. But there was no time to say so.
Get to the dead!
They all started running. In the dark, it was hard to tell where the wall was. All they could see was the tiny red light blinking at them over and over and over.
There it is!
In quick succession, they all slammed their hands against the scanner panel. Oof. 7 leaned against the wall, gulping air. As his breathing began to return to normal, he glanced at his left wrist and grunted.
It stopped. It stopped.
Junpei could hear him laughing in the dark, but could barely make out the larger man's face.
I don't think I'll ever get used to doing this.
What the...
Sound of retching came from Santa's direction.
What the hell is this smell? This is vile. I'm gonna puke.
So desperate had they been in their race to the dead that no one had noticed the horrible smell that pervaded the room. It was a terrible, nauseating stench like burnt and rotten meat. Adrenaline had drowned it out, but now it rolled over Junpei in waves, forcing itself into his nose with every breath he took.
Oh, you're right. Oh, this is...
He felt his stomach clench and bile rise up in his throat.
Let's get the lights on first. There's a switch over here.
The light that spilled in from the door barely illuminated a small switch plate next to the door. Slowly, with the toll of the last few minutes apparent in his gait, 7 walked towards it. He stopped as he got close and extended his fingers toward the
guys, I'm
switch.
flipping it on.
There was a soft click as the lights came on. Just as the light turned on, June took in a short breath and a scream echoed throughout the room. Junpei's breath stopped in his throat. His heart ceased to beat. Time froze. His mind scrambled to make sense of what he saw before him.
Hey. Oh, this is...
What was left of the body sat in a sea of blood. Chunks of flesh torn from the body sat in the blood-like tiny islands. It sat in the blood like tiny islands in a great Red Sea. A vast ragged hole had been torn in the torso, and what remained of the intestines spilled out of it like fresh spaghetti. Smaller chunks of meat had splattered against the wall and become stuck there as they dried. Globules of yellowish fat had left trails like tiny slugs as gravity pulled them down the wall, even as they dried to it.
Looks like an explosion.
Seven's voice was low and
Just
strained.
like the knife man. The detonator in his bracelet set off the bomb in his gun.
Oh god. The bone is coming out of his left arm.
It's definitely an open fracture.
It looked as though the explosion had been quite powerful. His legs were both bent in an odd, unnatural way, and his left arm had been split open, exposing the painfully white bone of his ulna. His bracelet lay next to him. It seemed to have hit the wall hard enough to have shattered the display, which lay on the ground in pieces.
Is the worst.
Yeah, you can't even tell who it is.
Half of his head had simply collapsed. The blood coating almost made it look like raw pizza dough covered in tomato sauce. His clothes, too, were covered in blood. I was eating pizza earlier, bro. The burgundy tie, the white shirt, the jacket with the yellow piping, and the gray
But
slacks.
the clothes are...
They were all familiar to Junpei.
Is that... Snake?
Santa's voice wavered as he spoke, his mouth dry.
Oh my god.
Finally, Junpei spoke.
Why did this happen?
Suddenly, June was screaming, her voice broken. It was an eerie scream, full of insanity and not entirely human. She shook her head violently and grabbed fistfuls of her own hair. Junpei could hear the sound of her hair tearing.
Calm down.
He grabbed for her wrist,
Hey!
but as he did, June leapt up and ran toward the exit.
Please! Get me out of here! You have to let me out of here!
She screamed at the door and her fist slammed against it with a hollow sound. Junpei could see drops of blood on her knuckles.
Why are you doing these horrible things to us? What did we do to deserve this?
June.
She screamed again, a desperate, mindless cry. Her fists flailed against the door.
Get me out of here! Please! Please, just let me out!
June.
Junpei couldn't watch anymore. He ran to June and wrapped his arm around her, pulling the screaming girl away from the door.
Calm down.
No! Get off of me! Let me go! Let me go!
Please, calm down.
She scrambled for a moment, her legs skittering across the floor, but her resistance didn't last long. As suddenly as her outburst had begun, it was over. The manic energy disappeared, and her body went limp in Junpei's arms. June collapsed toward the floor, and Junpei knelt down with her. He felt drops of something warm and wet. Was she crying? A moment later, she began to sob. Her shoulders shook, and great hot tears rolled down her face like rain.
We're gonna be fine. It's gonna be alright, June. It's going to be okay, Connie.
Her name was like
I'll
was
be
a
here
whisper.
with you, okay?
She nodded
Thank
once.
you. Thank you so much, Jumpy.
Her trembling voice pulled at Junpei's heart. He stroked her hair gently. His face was so close to her. The scent of her hair was nostalgic.
Do you feel better?
Yes, but I'd like to stay here. For a little while, at least. Jumpy's body is so warm.
Several minutes passed before June's tears had dried. Junpei stood up. He bent down, put his arms under June's, and helped her to her feet. They didn't speak. Neither did Seven or Santa. The person was dead. They had died in that room in a terrible way. Junpei knew there was no way he could make himself forget that. It There's no way any of them could forget it, but mourning would do no good. They spread out to search the room, but each felt as if their heart was made of lead.
We better get to it.
Seek a way out. Okay. It's the shower room. See if these nuts got him. Agua. Okay, so here's the thing. Is I unlocked this key by going this path. So I'm assuming if I were to go this path, it would unlock this key. But then also I need to do something during this escape to unlock those, or they unlock by me not being there. Maybe. And then I don't know what the fuck happens with these. So yeah, let's just continue on this path, I think. And we'll just try and finish out this path before the end of the night. Alright, let's see if anything happens when I turn you. Nothing. Not even a drop. Is the pipe clogged? That's where we came in. I guess it's not locked, but there ain't really a point. All's out there's the numbered door. We can't go back to the numbered door even if we wanted to. There's red letters written in blood. LLR. Do you think that might be some sort of dying message from Snake? No, that's impossible. You saw the body. You aren't doing anything after something like that happens to you. Then this, the way the blood's dried tells you it's real old. Whoever's blood this is, and ain't Snake's. And you're saying this blood was put here a long time ago? Yeah. Junpei reached for the broom, and as he grabbed it, he heard a soft voice from behind him. It was June.
The rabbit hutch.
Huh?
He turned around. June still looked sadly pale, but there was a smile on her face.
You just reminded me of it. The rabbit hutch, I mean.
How did I remind you of something like that?
Jumpy and the broom. You're always playing around with the broom in front of the rabbit hutch.
I was.
Don't you remember?
Junpei stared at the broom in his hand.
You don't remember that summer either?
He looked very sad. He shook his head.
Of course I remember. How could I forget something like that? It was terrible.
Oh, we're going into lore. They were in the 6th grade. Junpei and June had been assigned to take care of the classroom pets, the rabbits. Their chief duty was to clean the hutches every morning. On the final day of school before summer vacation began, Junpei overslept. He rushed to school and found June standing in front of the rabbit hutches. No sooner had Junpei arrived than June began to cry. He had no idea why until he looked behind her into the rabbit hutch. First thing he saw was blood. The hutch was filled with the dead bodies of the rabbits. Even after their teachers and friends came to see what the commotion was, June couldn't stop crying.
I just kept crying and crying until you came over. You held my hand, and you looked very serious, and you said, "Don't cry. I'm gonna catch the person who did this." After you told me that, I finally stopped crying.
Well, the real fun started after you quit crying. You told me we were gonna catch the killer together.
June smiled, and a little of the flush of life returned to her cheeks.
Then we decided that we'd ambush them.
Yeah, I remember.
The school also kept roosters and guinea pigs. Junpei and June had decided the murderer would likely return to finish off the rest of the animals. They would ambush the killer at night. Junpei and June hid behind the hutch at dusk and waited. It was a warm summer night. The quiet sound of crickets whispered through the air. As the sun went down, the stars began to wink at them from the sky, and June's Akane Kuroshiki's face. That night was something Junpei knew he would never forget as long as he lived.
But the murderer never showed up. We waited for them all summer vacation, and they never showed up.
I think June killed those fucking rabbits. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah, but the animals didn't get attacked either. I think all that work amounted to something, you know?
He'd felt the same way, but it was good to hear
Although,
her say
you know,
it.
if you think about it, we were probably taking on a lot more than we could handle.
What do you mean?
He looked up at him,
Oh,
confused.
Come on, we were just kids. If whoever killed the rabbits had actually showed up, they probably would have had a knife or something. I mean, you must have been pretty worried, right?
I wasn't worried because you were there with me.
Aw, you killed those fucking rabbits, though. She
Well,
blushed
you know,
furiously.
No one else wanted to take care of the animals.
Clearly embarrassed, she tried desperately to
I
change
was
the
the only
subject.
one who asked to do it at first.
Yeah, well, boys don't really want to bother with taking care of animals, you know?
Well, yeah, but you asked to do it after I did, didn't you?
If it wasn't the rabbits, they were gonna make me do something else. You know how that school was. I figured it'd be better if I was working with somebody who wasn't too much of a loudmouth, right? Somebody who wasn't gonna tell on me if I felt like blowing it off.
Really? That's why you volunteered?
Yeah, it is.
He nodded quickly and much too earnestly, and then quickly looked away at something very
Really?
important.
Of course.
That hadn't been the reason, of course. He had asked to take care of the rabbits so that he could be near June. But it had been so long ago, he couldn't bring himself to tell her how he'd felt back then. It would be embarrassing. He took a quick breath to clear his head, tossed the broom up, then snatched it out of the air.
We don't really have time to be walking down memory lane like this, you know? We've got to figure out a way out of this room. Otherwise...
Yes. I'm
Oh,
gonna
hey.
look over there.
Welcome, Jack. June nodded curtly, then turned and
I should
walked
get
away.
back to it myself. Ah, that's right. The pool of blood.
I just couldn't get myself to tell her about my feelings. Oh, damn, I almost slipped in this guy's blood. Fuck. Junpei turned around and looked at the room, at Snake's body. Chunks of flesh and organs still lay on the floor.
Going on and on about old times right next to a corpse? What were we doing? Well, maybe it was because we're in this mess.
Despite such a situation, perhaps because of it, the mind turned to the farthest thing from death that it could find. Still, Junpei couldn't help but feel a twinge of guilt at wanting so desperately to live when Snake lay dead
I
before
have
him.
to survive, no matter the cost. I need to make sure she gets out too.
As he stared at... Oh, Christ. As he stared at the clumps of blackened flesh, all Junpei could think of was how much he wanted to live. I got a broom. I got a bucket. A thick pipe. Wooden box. There's something in here. Luminol. Yeah, I don't want the pipe. I want the toilet paper. Toilet paper. Why is there... Is this just a texture error? What do you think this is? Looks like tar. It's kind of sticky, and I don't think we can just wipe it off. I doubt just pouring some water on it, it's gonna help much either. What about hot water? Hot water? If we had some really hot water, like boiling hot, then maybe that would wash it off. It's a water tank for a toilet. Organized crime. What is that? Some kind of police slang? Huh? Probably. What did I say? Why does he look all sad now? It's not really important right now, guys. Let's just check it out, alright? He's not wasting any time. I got a screwdriver. Top deck the toilet. What does that mean? Nothing in it, which means we can't flush it. Kind of hard to flush the toilet with water. There's nothing in the toilet. If there was, that would be gross. There might be something in the tank, you know? Let's open that shit up. I got a red key card. I think where the red card here was. Nothing here now. Jesus Christ, I fucking... Alright, let's... I already checked all 3 toilets, you know? Nothing unusual there. I got another key card. Looks like there's something down there on that grate. I think it's a card. Yeah, it's the blue card. Can't reach it though. It's too deep. Am I supposed to use the broom to get it? Hey, Junpei, isn't this card kind of like that red card? Yeah, it looks similar. You're talking about the one we found in the toilet, right? Yeah. The red card floated, didn't it? Yeah, it did, so. Well, then this blue one probably floats too, right? Float. Yeah, it might. The thermometer. Can you get it off? No. It's screwed onto the wall.
Hey, Junpei, you know why thermometers only go up to 107 degrees Fahrenheit?
Wait, I should know this. Wait, thermometers don't go only up to 107 degrees Fahrenheit? What are you talking about? At least not regular thermometers. If you're talking about weather thermometers, maybe.
No, I can't say I ever thought about that.
At 107 degrees, the cells in the human body start to die, and the organs begin to shut down. The proteins in your cells start to harden. It's like when you hard-boil an egg. Even if you cool it down afterwards, it won't go back to being a raw.
Okay, but 75 Celsius in Fahrenheit is like 167. So it doesn't go
egg
up to that.
In other words, it's dead. That's why thermometers don't go past 107. There's no point.
Yeah, unless you want to cook food. So it has to be over 140 degrees.
Oh yeah?
But it's pretty rare for a fever to get that high. Even viruses and stuff don't usually drive the body temperature up to 107. Of course, there are other external things that could.
Like what?
Well, let's see. Something like getting locked in a sauna, or getting thrown into an incinerator and burnt to death.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess that would get a little hotter than 107 degrees Fahrenheit.
Santa, what the fuck are you talking about? Why?
All right, I got it. Huh? What's up?
Nothing. Forget about it.
What the
was that all
fuck
about?
kind of life do you lead, brother? Thermometer. The piece of paper. Drainage valve operation. Please do not flush the water in these pipes. Doing so may cause the drain to overflow. Oops. Yeah, if I can get this hot water on the thermometer, then maybe. Alright, thermometer, let's get this party started. Yep, looks like that's doing the trick. There goes the gauge. Now it's at the open mark. Huh, it opened. What's this? Looks like there's a piece of paper in here. 957 plus. Pipe on the right here must be connected to the drain in the middle of the room. If you turn on the water here, it'll probably come up through the drain. Yeah, but we want it to flow from the drain. Hold on, I have to use the restroom. I will be right back. Okay, we're back. I don't have a lot of time left, but I think we'll be able to finish this room and then call it there. Hey, Seven, could you turn on the shower? I'm gonna put the bucket under the head. Ah, okay, sure thing. Bucket filled with hot water. Ooh, looks like if I flush the hot water from the bucket, this should clean it up. Yeah, that's why I have the hot water. I don't. Yes. Alright, let's flush the hot water. There it goes, just like I told it should work. 185 equals. This looks like numbers. Okay, so let me try that right and everything else left. Left, center, and right. Yeah, okay, so we want the drain to overflow. That is what we want. Alright, let's try left for that and down for everything else. I think I'm fundamentally misunderstanding. I've got 6 handles here. Each one's got 3 positions, left, center, and right. Well, the note said doing so may cause the drain to overflow. What? I'm missing something here. Oh, wait. Okay, no, I understand. Wait, you don't really think we're supposed to use the luminol here, are you? Do you? Yeah, it does seem kind of weird to use it here, but maybe I should try it just in case. Left, left, right, left, right, left. Okay, LLR, LRL. I did what it said on the wall. I wonder if it actually did anything. Hey, the strain's acting up. What the hell did you do? I just messed with the valves a little, nothing big. Must be water flowing through the pipe on the right. There's water pouring out of the drain. Blue key card. Hey, the blue light came on. Huh? The blue light was just on, but it's off now. And the red light's on instead. I guess we have to swipe the red card first and then the blue card. Great job, Jumpy. Both the lights are on now. Now you just need to put in the password. 957 plus 185 is... Oh my god. 12, carry the 1. 8. Why am I doing this in my head? I have a calculator. $185 plus 957. $1,142. 1142. Both lights are on. We should be able to enter the password now. What's with these E and C keys? It's enter and clear, you fucking idiot. So after you put in the password, hit E. If you screw it up, hit C. $957 and $185. Right? $1,142. Unless I'm supposed to put in one and then the other. 957, then 185. Also, what is this toilet paper for? $957 plus 185 equals Come on, man, I said I already checked them. What, you don't trust me? Jesus, Junpei, I said I checked them all. Then what am I missing, motherfucker? What is this toilet paper for anyway? Why is there just red on this toilet paper? I know there's a reason for it. Okay, I didn't think that was gonna do anything, but you never friggin' know. This is 185 equals. Oh. Toilet paper with some kind of red symbols on it. You think maybe that's a side tail cipher? Side tail cipher? What the hell is that? You wrap a piece of paper around a stick and then write several sentences on it that the whole paper is filled up. Then you unwrap the paper and you can't tell what the original message was, right? That's how it works, more or less. And to decipher it, you gotta have a stick that's the same diameter as the original one. Same diameter as the original one, huh? Yeah, then you just wrap the paper around that stick and you can read the code. What if I wrap the toilet paper around the broom? Oh, so you wrap the toilet paper around the broom, huh? Looks like the symbols line up perfectly. It says 634 plus. Okay, so 957 plus 634. Plus 185, right? 1776. Hell yeah, America! Why America? America, yeah. You found it.
There's a large iron door at the end.
Let's take a look. Huh? What are you doing, Seven?
Well, I figure maybe we might want to come back here sometime. So, I stuck the broom in there to keep the door from shutting. Alright, let's go.
Jumpy, look!
What's up?
What's that on the wall there?
Oh, I think it's a map
Another
of the
map.
ship's interior?
It says C deck.
So it's the map for this floor then. We'll have time to study it later. Let's keep going for now.
I think you should study it right now,
Ready?
buddy.
I'm gonna open it.
Yeah, it's just gonna lead us back into the hospital room.
What the?
You're shitting me. We're back.
Clover! Lotus! And Ace! I'm glad you're all okay. Lotus? What are you?
Yeah, that's fair.
How could you do this to us?
Knock it off! We got bigger shit to worry about right now.
What?
Go have a look. I stuck the screwdriver in the door. That door over there, the one without a number. As long as the screwdriver's there, it can't shut, so you can get in there. There's a shower room past there. I stuck a broom at the door there too. Anyway, go take a look.
Wait, then you're saying we can go in there without passing through the numbered door?
Yeah, it's about the size of it.
Wait, what the hell is in there?
You'll know when you see it.
Fine, let's go.
My goodness, I know I said I was sure you'd come back for me. I didn't think it would happen so soon, though. Should I go as well?
Yeah.
Very well.
You could just tell them.
Snake was probably murdered.
What's our flow looking like?
Chances are he was killed the same way the Ninth Man was. It's pretty straightforward. Not that hard to figure out how they did it. First, the killers got Snake to authenticate on the red to open door 3. Then they shoved him into it. Alone.
Let me think about it. Snake is 2. So we would have to make 12. So 4 and 6. Clover and June could have pushed him in there. Or Santa and Santa and 7. The only people who couldn't have done it are Ace and Lotus. And me, obviously, because I wasn't there. Unless it was like 21, so 8, 7 would be 15, 17. And Clover. 3 and 7, 10, 18, 19, 20, 21. So it could have been Ace, Lotus, 7, and Santa. That's a lot of people working together to kill one blind dude, though.
And waited 9 seconds for the door to shut. Once that door shut, it was all over for Snake. But he didn't give up. He probably knew it wouldn't do him any good, but he probably ran into the shower room looking for the dead. It was a small chance, but it wasn't like he had anything to lose. Unfortunately, it didn't work. The detonator is only deactivated if everybody who authenticated when they went in uses the dead. Snake was the only one who went through the door, and then 81 seconds after he was shoved in, that happened.
I see. So that's what you meant by killers, huh? You need at least 3 people to open one of the numbered doors, including Snake. It wouldn't open for Snake and a single killer.
Yeah, that means we're looking at multiple perps here.
Well, just in case, I want to make sure. Let's say you're right. When do you think Snake was killed?
When we all split up to look for the parts for the Reds, I think. Right after that was when we noticed he was gone.
Then that means none of us have alibis. We were all off searching the rooms we'd been assigned, looking for those parts.
Yeah, that means anybody could be a killer.
Wait a minute. What are you talking about? How can you say that so casually? You're implying that one of us is a killer.
Well, not just one of us. If I'm right, then at least 2 of us are murderers.
Why don't you calm down a bit, 7? What are you going to gain by being so suspicious? That's what Zero wants, you know?
What Zero wants?
Exactly. This game was set up by Zero, wasn't it?
Okay. Yeah. We can skip through this. It's... Was Zero still on the ship with them? Of course.
But I don't... Where could Zero be hiding?
I think Zero is one of us.
Clover, I'm kind of the same opinion. It's crazy.
That's crazy. Isn't the ship going to sink in a few hours? If Zero was here with us, he'd be putting himself in danger. Why the hell would he do something like that? There's no motive.
You don't believe me.
I do actually believe her, for the record.
Clover, I understand what you're feeling, but you have to understand. The more we distrust one another, the further we fall into our true foe's trap. Zero was the one who did those horrible things to your brother. Do you want to let yourself be manipulated by someone who would do such a horrible thing?
It's 3 in the morning.
That means we
3
have
hours
3
left.
hours left.
Then we need to move now. 7. Clover, I know how you feel, but you do understand that right now it's important we trust one another, don't you? We must go. We have very little time left.
Our next destination is Mercury. Here we go.
Oh, that's the...
Yeah, I found it in the shower room.
Oh, I see.
Now we can go.
Looks like there's only 2 floor buttons working.
C and bottom.
Time to head down then.
This is a numbered door.
Yeah, it's door 2.
So who should go through the door this time?
We don't need to be discussing who we're leaving behind this time, right?
Right. It's set up so we'll be able to meet up again once we get through the numbered doors.
Then there's no need for arguments at this point.
We should figure out who's going in first.
Very well. Would anyone like to volunteer?
I'll do it.
I'll go too.
And I suppose I need to go too then.
All right, we're taking off.
Okay, please be careful.
Jesus. You 2 are acting like you're married, you know that?
Oh,
Don't be silly. Cut it out.
Yeah, shut the fuck up, 7.
All right, let's go.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
Where the hell is it this time?
I don't see it!
Oh, there it is! It's right there! It stopped.
Yeah, it stopped.
Man, I'll never get used to that.
I'm not sure it's something I'd want to get used to. We should finish this game before imminent death becomes a normal thing.
Damn right.
All right. This hallway's pretty short, but it's got 5 doors. 3 on the left, and only 1 on the right.
Don't forget the last one at the end of the hall.
Yeah, that's
but
why
it's
I
got a
said
metal
5
plate
doors.
over it, so I doubt we're gonna get anywhere that way.
All right, let's get started. I think we'd probably better split up. You two okay with that?
Yes, no problem.
Sure thing.
Then I'll take this first one.
I'll try the one next to it.
Well, I guess I'd better get started too.
What? Seek a way out. Why did his eyes open there? That's... Moon? What a filthy, disgusting moon. Yeah, it's pretty filthy, but it's a precious hint. Let's remember it. Okay. I actually gotta go to bed. So we're gonna save here. Because I got work tomorrow. Sorry, y'all. Thank you everyone for stopping by. I'm not gonna rate anyone because it's kind of late for me already, and I don't have the energy to do find someone to raid and then like talk to them and all that. So we're just gonna call it, and y'all have a wonderful night. We will be back on Tuesday for more MSQ with Alistair. I don't think we have that much left. If I remember correctly, we have like 9 quests left in the MSQ. I think we can... Yeah, I think we're on like an ending to mark a new beginning or something. So yeah, we have 9 quests left. I'm fairly certain we can get that done. I don't think that's gonna be a problem. Alright. Bye everyone.